Marcus Chun had exactly three things going for him when he stumbled into the Zephyrian blood arena. Terrible sense of direction, an empty stomach, and absolutely no idea what he just walked into. The human engineer had been searching for the station's cafeteria for the past hour, following increasingly confusing directional signs written in 17 different alien scripts. When he finally pushed through what he assumed were cafeteria doors, the deafening roar of 10,000 bloodthirsty aliens nearly knocked him backward. "Oh shit," Marcus whispered, taking in the massive coliseum-like structure. Sand-covered? The floor, stained dark with what was definitely not spilled coffee. Towering creatures filled the stands, their various appendages waving frantically as they cheered. Before he could retreat, a massive Zephyrian guard 8 feet tall with crystalline blue skin and forearms grabbed Marcus by the shoulder. Finally, the human warrior arrives. The guard boomed in accented galactic standard. The crowd grows restless. Wait, I think there's been a... But Marcus found himself shoved into the arena, the gates slamming shut behind him. The crowd's roar intensified as a voice echoed through the arena speakers. "Citizens of Zephyr Prime, today's blood arena features an exotic challenger, a human from the infamous Death World Terra. He faces our champion, Crickstall the Bone Crusher, for the ultimate prize, the hand of Commander Zarathex in marriage." Marcus spun around to see his opponent entering from the opposite gate. Crickstall stood 12 feet tall, covered in chitinous armor that gleamed under the arena lights. 6 arms ending in razor-sharp claws extended from his torso, and his mandibles clicked ominously. In the VIP section, Commander Zarathex watched with interest. The Zephyrian warrior woman had violet skin marked with intricate silver tattoos that told the story of her victories. Her service record was legendary. She'd single-handedly ended 3 separate wars and had a confirmed kill count that made veteran soldiers weep. She was beautiful, deadly, and completely unimpressed by the parade of suitors who failed to defeat her champion. But this human intrigued her. He looked terrified, which was unusual. Most challengers enter with bravado that quickly turned to screaming. "Begin," the announcer shouted. Crickstall charged with surprising speed for his size, all 6 claws aimed at Marcus's torso. Marcus did the only thing that came naturally. He panicked and dove sideways, rolling behind a decorative pillar that had been placed in the arena for strategic interest. The crowd gasped. Rolling was apparently not a common combat technique on Zephyr Prime. "Fascinating," Zarathex murmured, leaning forward. "He's using the environment tactically." Crickstall smashed into the pillar, sending stone fragments flying. Marcus scrambled away, his engineer's mind automatically cataloging the arena's layout. There were 6 pillars arranged in a hexagonal pattern, several raised platforms, and what looked like weapon racks along the walls. As Crickstall recovered and charged again, Marcus noticed something the alien hadn't. Loose sand near the arena center concealed a drainage grate. Marcus had installed enough industrial systems to recognize the signs. He sprinted toward the center, deliberately stumbling just as Crickstall whistled over his head. The alien's momentum carried him forward onto the concealed grate, which immediately gave way under his massive weight. Crickstall plunged into the arena's drainage system with a thunderous crash. The arena fell silent. "Did he just ... One spectator whispered. "The human used deception," another gasped. "He made Crickstall defeat himself." The crowd erupted in amazement. Zephyrians valued cunning in warfare above brute strength, and they'd never seen anything like Marcus's accidental tactical brilliance. "Victory to the human," the announcer declared. Marcus stood there, covered in sand and breathing heavily, still not entirely sure what had happened. He looked up at the VIP section to see Commander Zarathex rising from her seat, her dark eyes fixed on him with unmistakable approval. 20 minutes later, Marcus found himself in a ceremonial chamber, still in his sand-covered maintenance jumpsuit, as Zephyrian officials explained the situation. "By defeating Crickstall, you have won the right to marry Commander Zarathex," the High Arbitrator announced. "Do you accept this honor?" Marcus looked at Zarathex, who had remained silent since entering the chamber. She was even more impressive. Up close, tall, athletic, with an aura of barely contained violence that should have been terrifying, but somehow wasn't. "I should probably mention," Marcus said weakly, "I was just looking for the cafeteria." Zarathex laughed a rich, genuine sound that filled the chamber. "You're telling me you wandered into the blood arena by accident?" "Pretty much, yeah." She studied him for a long moment. "You defeated Crixto using intelligence instead of strength. You turned his aggression against him. That shows tactical thinking." "I'm an engineer," Marcus said. "I solve problems, usually involving plumbing. And you're honest about your limitations." She stepped closer. "Most males who challenge for my hand spend hours boasting about their prowess. You admit you were lost and scared." "I was terrified," Marcus corrected. Zarathex smiled, revealing. "Sharp canine teeth. Perfect. I have no interest in a mate who can't acknowledge reality." She turned to the High Arbitrator. "I accept this human as my chosen mate." "Wait," Marcus said. "Don't I get a say in this?" Zarathex raised an eyebrow. "You're refusing me?" Marcus looked at the warrior woman who'd apparently racked up more kills than a small army, who commanded respect throughout the Zephyrian Empire, and who was looking at him like he might actually be worth her time. "Can I ask you something first?" "Yes." "Do you know where the cafeteria is?" "I haven't eaten in 8 hours." Zarathex threw back her head and laughed again. "Human, I think this arrangement will work out perfectly." As they walked toward the station's dining facility, Zarathex knew exactly where it was. Naturally, Marcus reflected that getting lost had worked out better than his navigation system ever had. Behind them, the crowd was still cheering, already composing songs about the human who'd won their deadliest. Warrior's heart by accident. Sometimes, Marcus thought, the best victories came from not knowing you were fighting at all. Asterisk.